It looks like the game's restarted. What has he done?
Legend of the Secret Ultimate Clicker VIP Edition Deluxe 4.2 Free.
No! He turned the game into a free-to-play! We all gonna die! Sorry. I got a little carried away. But being turned into a free-to-play is the worst thing that can happen to a game. How can I explain it? It's like riding a bike, but without the seat. Let's try to leave this dimension fast. You never know, it could be contagious. What's that pop-up? Another one. Okay, can we play now? No, come on! I told you, user. There's nothing worse than a free-to-play. Great, we're back at the beginning. The room looks different, doesn't it? Alright, no time to waste. Let me wake up our friend and let's go save the princess. Get up, hero! I just made the bed move, but I was able to wake him up the first time, right? What? The bed gives you coins when you click on it? Oh yeah, that's right. It's a free-to-play now.
Hey, listen, hey, listen.
Ah, he's finally awake. Yeah, it's Gaia, princess in danger, dimensional temple, dark lord, yada yada. Come on, shake a leg, go. What the? We don't have time for that. We're off the adventure, hero, and fast. What's with your speed? Ah, free-to-plays. We're in a bit of a hurry. Didn't you have more furniture back then? Well, at this rate, we will still be here in 10 years. Hero, is there any way you can go faster? Shop? What shop? Oh, look, user, even the shop is for sale. What a disgrace! Your shoes are pretty expensive. Got a taste for luxury, do we? What a snake! Don't be in a hurry to find coins. I can't wait to get out of here. Okay, are they your size? Then let's not waste any more time and get out of here. We've got work to do. You don't need a key? Good. What now? We have to pay for the rest? But we just started. That's a lot of money. Ooh, I just figured out why it says Ultimate Clicker in the title. It's madness. You have to pay for everything in this game. Voila! The path is clear again. Hey, the life bar changed. Hero, what's the matter with you? Yeah, I saw that. Your life bar dropped all at once. I don't believe it. Now we've got to tap in him. We are playing Tapping Quest. Are you gonna keep passing out every 2 seconds? Are you talking about the cereal that's crunchy and melts in your mouth at the same time? Never heard of it, but we will get you some. The sort of life we know. We don't care. Let's go look for it in the clearing. That's new. We will find a solution. We've got to get rid of this pile of dirt. There must be some kind of renovation work, I guess. Loot box? I don't like the sound of that. It's mostly filled with amazing ads. Oh, we could win 1,000,000 coins. I already know what you're going to land on. Hey, what sort of trickery is this? The arrow moved by itself, and for once I had nothing to do with it. Well, I didn't the other times either. I don't. Bravo, user. You already cleaned up. A little too much even. If you could fill in the hole you just made. Perfect. We're finally going to move forward. Come on, hero. The path is clear. They're building something. Probably a parking lot. Ah, no, there aren't any lily pads this time. Hero, you wouldn't happen to have a life preserver in the shop, would you? Never mind. Let's look around. Alright, user. I have no idea how we're going to get across that water. And I don't see anything to buy on this screen. That's exactly what we need to get across the water. A pickaxe.
Super cold.
It's cold all of a sudden.
Super.
User, I know he wasn't much of a talker, but there are other ways to break the ice, you know? Isn't that right, sir?
Super cold.
I think he needs to chill out.
Super cold. Super cold.
Oh, you wanted to freeze the lake? I didn't get it. The lake just froze over. Why don't you try walking out on it? Oh, I'm not on the record either. I think we have to pay. Oh, of course, please, no need to help us. On a bush? Has the decor been treated with glyphosate or what? Oh, look, there's something new in the shop. Of course, we break something and they offer to sell us the upgrade. But the price is in dollars? You have to buy it with real money from the real world? I'm warning you, user. I don't have a pay please account. And I've got no cash on me. I was coded without pockets. This is no time to be decorating, user. Oh, that's funny. It's like a dollar sign. Well, take it. I hope so, given the price. We're finally getting somewhere. we're gonna be able to clear the path in front of your house. Ah, he's doing it again. But we're back to the title screen. Have we used up all our lives? These free-to-plays are a ripoff. They should be banned because they keep players from playing. Stop looking at me. A diamond. You see, user, when you hit something other than people with it, it pays off. I'm sure you will be able to find others. There you go. We don't even have to wait. We can keep playing for free. Yeah, looks like we're gonna have to wake him up again.
Hey, listen, hey, listen.
Ah, you're up at last, hero. Don't tell me we're gonna have to start all over again. Save your jokes. We're not here to have fun. Again. First, we have to get to him. Oh, that sword still doesn't do anything to him. This legendary stuff is really useless. You alright, hero? He gave you quite a beating. Wait, the door is wide open? Probably. Go ahead, go on in, I will watch you. Haha, I knew it! It seemed too easy. So, how much does it cost this time? How much? 1,000,000 coins? 1,000,000 coins? No way we're gonna farm 1,000,000 coins. We're not in a Korean MMO here. Hip-hop. I hate hip-hop. Good thing I'm not a musical game. Can you imagine me singing? Anyway, I'm not a game at all. We'd better leave that guy alone. Thanks for the gift. You won 1,000,000 coins? We're rich, user! Who will be able to spend it all in this free-to-play? Bravo, hero! You're very powerful. Well. The boss's key's here already? Perfect! How convenient. But why did he put it up there? And here are the switches in a kit. I think you're about to see them, hero. As soon as we get out our credit card. Oh, look, more ads. Why did that column fall down? Whatever. If you keep eating all that cereal, you will be the one who needs some paper. Hero, the key just fell to the floor. Hurry up and get it. Did you see that, user? We're lucky it fell down. The key doesn't light up anymore. They've probably cut costs. A bar? Oh, are you talking about your energy bar? We may have taken things a little bit too far. Looky here, a souvenir. Hero, the path is clear. Open the door, quick! Skills? Enough with the product placement already! Easy? You mean the weight? Yeah, we've heard it before. Jeez, damn it. Here we go! The exit has appeared again! We're finally gonna be able to leave. Thank you, brave hero, for your help. I hope you two live happily ever after and have lots of little sprites. Let's go, user. Let's not hang around. No! I don't believe it! Even exiting the game costs money! Out of stock? Ah, well played, Mr. Glitch. Well played. We're stuck here forever. Great. The game map. They wait until we've done with the adventure to give us a map of the game. Oh, and a blank one too. Alright, we need a key to unlock this last DLC. This map will, at help, let us search the area from top to bottom. Hopefully we will be able to find a solution. The map is complete. We've been all over the place and there are no keys in sight. Here we are, stuck for eternity in the free-to-play. Free-to-play. I couldn't imagine a worse scenario for the rest of my existence. Even being stuck in Ship Simulator would have been heaven compared to this. I'm very sorry, user. Oh, user, you did it! You unlocked the DLC! Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you! But where did you find the key? No, it doesn't matter. My friends, we're living. Again. I'm 100% sure this is finally the right exit. Thanks again for everything. Farewell, everyone!